Let's now come to international courts. Now, the court is where legal disputes have historically been known to be settled. So, because we are discussing international law, wherever there is a dispute between nations, they will seek the involvement of international courts for settlement. Now, in a court case, the parties will present their case before a judge, and sometimes with the participation of a jury. So a jury is the formation of ordinary citizens who is supposed to sit and listen to the case, assisting the judge in arriving at a decision based on the merit of the case. In court, parties are often represented by another personnel who are trained in the affairs of the court. So lawyers, counsels, barristers. It doesn't mean that the court bars individuals from representing themselves, but it is always the case, and it is prudent for the parties to appoint another person to adjudicate the matter on their behalf. Now, when the court reaches a decision and it is to the dissatisfaction of the claimant or the defense, they have the right to appeal to a superior court from where the decision was reached. Now, the appeal cannot be made to a similar court or a court lower than the one that reached that decision. It has to go higher. The advantages of seeking the attention of international court is that, one, it can provide a helpful legal solution. Secondly, the judges are legal experts who have greater expertise in evaluating the evidence. So you are assured of a professional adjudication of your case. Thirdly, court decisions are taken within a framework of precedent. So in theory, the outcome is more predictable, not going to be based on somebody's discretion. Or you can even determine whether you are going to get a favorable outcome or not before you set out. Now, this is different in an arbitration where decisions are made on a case-by-case basis. This can also serve as a disadvantage because if a judge in the previous case did not diligently discharge their duty, that can come back to bite the current case. So it depends on how you look at it. Now, in a court case, there is much more scope for an appeal, meaning you have more room to find redress if you are dissatisfied with an outcome. One thing you have to notice is that disadvantages of a court will serve as disadvantages to the arbitration system. So the parties will have to determine what the most important factors are for them and then choose whether they have to seek the services of the court or arbitration. The demerit of the court system is that it can be expensive and time consuming. So the cost of legal representation coupled with court fees can act as a deterrent to going down this route, especially where the case may proceed through the appeals court, the court that handles issues between nations. We have the International Court of Justice. Now, they settle disputes that is put before them by states, meaning they do not settle issues between individuals. They provide legal advice on issues that is before it or put before it by international organizations. Okay. They are made up of 15 judges who are elected by the General Assembly of the United Nations. And they are availed a term of 9 years. The composition of the ICJ is that there should be 2 or more judges that share a nationality. So elections are held every 3 years for 1/3 of the bench to retire and another re-elected. It means that by the 9th year, all the judges would have been rotated. Every judge on the bench will serve with a different group at every point in time. Let's now look at arbitration. Now, arbitration, also known as alternative dispute resolution, is a way of settling disputes without going through the court system by referring the issue to a third party for resolution. So arbitration is a popular way of settling commercial disputes. Now, it is the subject of the United Nations Model Law on International Commercial Arbitration. It is also governed in the UK by the Arbitration Act 1996, which states that its principles are to allow resolution of disputes without unnecessary delay and expense, with a free agreement of the parties as to how the dispute will be settled, subject only to such safeguards as are necessary in the public interest. Now, the 1996 Act increases the role of the arbitrator and reduces the role of the court to a residual level of intervention where legal assistance is required. The advantages of seeking the arbitration route is that it provides privacy. The proceedings are held in private. Unlike the court system, which is public, people must be seated in the gallery and observe proceedings. Now, this means that sensitive information can be kept from the full glare of the public, which reduces the damage that can be caused to the barest minimum. Second advantage is the informality, where proceedings are less formal compared to the courts. And it also provides scheduled flexibility for the parties involved. So if the timing is not conducive for the parties, they can arrange for a favorable one. Unlike the courts, where the individuals or the parties are supposed to show up, whether they find it convenient or not. Now, however, arbitrations now tends to be very formal with the full use of legal representation. So this means that this advantage is diminishing. The third is the speed with which the arbitration proceedings are held, which is relatively shorter than the court process, where adjournment can extend the duration of this proceeding unnecessarily. Cost is also a benefit under arbitration, partly because of the shortness of the procedure, so it will be cheaper. Now, the cost of experts involved in arbitration can be still significant, even though we are saying you can save some cost here. Expertise. When a case is arbitrated, it is heard before a third party who may be an expert in the specific field where the dispute has arisen, and therefore the expert forms the judgment in line with accepted practices in that area. Now, parties are also free to choose the arbitrator and decide on what expertise he or she must possess. So he or she may be a legal expert, or may be an expert in finance, or expert in economics, expert in music, for them to sit on the case. The next one is the finality. There's more limitations on appeals from an arbitration award, unlike the decisions that is reached from the court, which can be sought to be reversed, which means that once the decision has been arrived at, it must be abided by. Everybody can go home and then move on with their lives. Unlike the court, where you cannot have your peace of mind because the person may seek to challenge the outcome. Again, these advantages of arbitration serve as a demerit to the court system. We come to the court that handles arbitration, which is the International Court of Arbitration. Now, this is a body that has been set up by the ICC to oversee the arbitration process, where members refer disputes between them. Now, the ICA has a list of arbitrators that can be appointed to conduct the arbitration proceedings. They also decide on the challenges to the arbitrator and have it remedied. They approve arbitral awards, that is, whatever outcome that result from the arbitration process, what should be given out as compensation. And they also fix the fees that people who seek their services will have to pay